The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, we survived hurricane season and the election is a little under 2 weeks away now. So welcome back to the show, folks. I am your host, Sam Whitfield. Glad to be back safe and sound in South Florida. Joined as always by Max and Morpheus. How are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Good evening. You know, Sam, I might have been convinced to vote for Kamala. You see, I've been told, right, that her plan is whatever Biden's not doing. And I'm ready for that. That's a good plan. What do you think?
But see, Max, like, Trump is also saying he's going to do what Biden is not doing, but yeah, he has actually specified.
Hold on, that's good news, everyone. Nobody has to vote for Joe Biden's policies anymore.
Well, as much as I hate to say it,
it wouldn't be a very popular strategy for a campaign now, would it, Sam? Hey, guys, we're going to do 4 more years of exactly what we're doing now. If you were to run and you were to, I don't know, like, be from that camp, that would be embarrassing, no?
Well, I mean, yeah. So you know, I had to evacuate, you know, to Georgia because of the hurricanes. But while I was up there, we still did get the news. And last time I checked,
they sent lots of money to Ukraine while you were out there evacuated from the hurricane, Sam.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Apparently, they also ran out of
not the fucking aid. Asheville. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, they they ran out of FEMA. They ran out of FEMA money too, because apparently all the migrants that have been like invading apartments, they needed the $2,800 that homeless
Your
families.
Tax money at work, ladies and gentlemen, going to help anybody but you.
Max, I have a perfect segue for this.
It's helping Ukraine. It's helping the illegals that are taking your job and moving into your neighborhood. Who else is it helping? Oh, it helps criminals, right? That's a group of people. Look, man, hey, it's nice to see somebody finally stand up for this minority underrepresented group. Criminals.
Well, speaking
violent criminals, there's a group that needs representation.
Well, speaking of criminals, Max, it's funny you bring that up because I actually have, Oh,
you're going to do some representation for violent criminals? About fucking time.
In a roundabout way, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned here before on the show, I published a short story about a month ago now, called Blood Ties, based off of the Minds of Madness podcast about the murder of Jennifer Lynn Sherm. And a few people
Right. We say her name here on the Whitfield Report, ladies and gentlemen.
A few people actually did buy the ebook, and I'm very helpful. I'm very thankful for that. But in addition, ladies and gentlemen, that story is now in print format,
Nice.
along with other stories in the Blood Ties saga. So yesterday on Instagram and Twitter, I unveiled the paperback edition of
It does look nice, Sam.
Blood Ties, Brothers at War. And it's funny that you mentioned criminal representation,
Love that cover.
Max, because this whole entire saga focuses on two brothers. One is an NYPD detective. The other is a made guy with the Russo crime family.
Oh, so you're gonna piss off all the Italians. Good job. I like.
I mean, it's fine because
No, they're fun. They're fun people. Like when you get their stereotypes wrong, they have a laugh about it. I mean, and then they'll tell you to change it, and then if you don't change it, you're sleeping with the fishes. But like the first time, they'll have a good laugh.
Well, we do have an Italian co-host.
I was just gonna say one of the co-hosts is Italian. I think he's safe.
No, Sam's gonna be sleeping in a cement wheelchair, ladies.
Listen, I'm half Italian on my mom's side, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
But so I unveiled the paperback version yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. I'm glad that you two gentlemen like this. However,
How can I get one myself, Sam?
Coming, Sammy?
Right before I came on the show, Amazon was kind enough to drop off this other package. At first, I thought it might have been a bomb.
Is this the gay porn you were talking about before off air?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm not Mersh, so that wouldn't apply to this show anyway. But ladies and gentlemen,
I must be confused.
I also have not just the paperback edition, but also the brand new hardcover.
Oh, that's fancy.
Edition.
I will say though, it does look kind of swag in bold. Like the paperback is pretty good with that cover. Kind of has a good vibe to it too. I would say whichever one you pick is a good pick.
Yeah, so the paperback has a nice glossy, finish to it. Kind of a fuller cover. The hardcover is matte. Kind of has a matte finish. Paper quality in both is very nice. And when does this come out? Well, you can pre-order the ebook right now on Amazon, and it will ship in all three formats starting November 12th. So right in time for the holidays. And I am working on the hardcover of the Shadows of Deception Saga Volume 1, which will also be in hardcover exclusively. But I kind of wanted to beta test with this one first, just to see how it came out. And I think it came out well. So,
hold on, the Russo crime family. Did they say bro a lot and have really dumb ideas?
Well, there is one cousin who,
bro, we're gonna rob the bank, right? And we're gonna
involved in pro wrestling.
No, he doesn't. No, that would ruin the joke, right? He just says bro all the time and comes up with really bad ideas for crimes.
There is one member of the family who I actually like.
And then says how much he hates being in the mafia because he says he hates being wrestling and they're all degenerate and despicable, but then spends the rest of his life talking about it as a career. That's how you parody the guy. Is he's like got the worst mafia ideas. He says bro all the time, then he gets out and like makes a YouTube channel talking about how bad the mafia runs. Like, they're terrible. They don't do a good job anymore. Not like when I was coming up with ideas and then you flash back to his idea and it's like, all right, we're going to whip dildos on our nose and they'll never know it was us.
Wait. Max, I did not write
dildo nose gang, Sam. We're going to get away with this.
Max, I did not write this book about Michael Francis.
Oh, wow. He's the Vince Russo of mafia shit. That's pretty rough.
I'm sure. Well, he's also a Rumble partner, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get clipped. I might need more to like come and have a sit down.
Hey, I've done nothing but defend the.
Mart's always sitting down.
I'm defending the heritage of Italian Americans on the show tonight, Sam. So I don't know what you're doing.
Well,
and apparently I'm the only one not Italian. That says a lot.
What's the matter for you, Sammy?
Yeah, what's the matter for you? Do you need a pizza pie?
He
does. He's like, yes, I would love a pizza pie right at this very moment.
Yes, I would also. I would also love a Coca-Cola sandwich while we're at it.
That's the one thing that I'm gonna miss if I ever move out of New York, is the fucking New York pizza.
Oh my god, New Yorkers and their damn the pizza's the best. No, it's not. It's the same as every other fucking grease hole joint in the world. Get over yourselves.
No, it's
I've
not.
I've been to both, okay? I've been to grease hole pizza joints and I've been to all the ones people in New York rave about, and it's the fucking same shit. I don't get it. Goddamn New Yorkers.
Out of state joints suck ass.
That is just not true. There are some New York joints that suck ass.
Oh,
it depends on the owner, and some of the owners out here do a damn fine fucking job and make a better pie than you'd get in New York City, just like anywhere else. Because it's pizza. It's fucking crust and bread and cheese. It's not that fucking hard of a dish that only New York can figure it out, okay? I'm sorry, New Yorkers. You're not just stratosphere smarter than the rest of the universe on this one fucking issue. You put the sauce on the bread and you put some fucking cheese on it. Throw that bitch in the oven. Fucking New York had the best pizza, my fucking ass. You know, got the best pizza? Fucking Italy.
Holy shit.
Italy got the best pizza. That's not even true. They don't like cheese on it.
Okay, now we've all insulted, the New York Italians. So we're
no. I only insulted New Yorkers, not New York, because half of them are fucking making the pizzas. Sam, are Greek.
That is true, actually.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not insulting Italians in New York. I'm insulting people who make pizza in New York. Actually, no, not the people that make the pizza. Their pizza is usually pretty decent. The people that say that their pizza is the best of the world, like it's some magical thing that when you cross that state border, all of a sudden, fucking sauce and cheese tastes different. Doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't. There's actually some really phenomenal pizza joints in Florida, Sam.
There are.
And some of them are even run by New Yorkers, if that makes it magical pizza. I guess it's not in the borders of their state, so it's probably not good. Even though it's guys that worked there for like 20 years making pizza and they just moved to Florida, apparently, that pizza sucks.
No, there actually are some pretty good pizza places by me.
So we got news, or am I gonna shit on New York more? Because I could do that all night.
No, well,
They elected Cuomo as governor. There you go. I win.
Well, we do have some news. So actually, two stories at once, kind of related. So, Joe Rogan is going to have Trump on Friday, but
Based.
even bigger of a story, I think. Kamala has declined to go on Rogan's podcast.
I told you,
and the bitches like the fucking Krasensteins are gonna be like, blah blah blah. Rogan won't have Kamala on. Fuck you, Krasensteins. Fuck you.
I told you, Sam, that
fuck you, Krasensteins.
That is a politically risky move. That there was a 50-50 shot. And that they would only do it if they're so desperate to get young men. And I think they've actually consigned that they're going to lose, to be honest with you. If you look at the moves the campaign is making, traditionally they're the moves you make when you wrap up.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually think Kamala not going on Rogan is the bigger story of the two. Right. If you want my honest opinion.
It suits her strengths, which is not talking. Rogan, I told you last week when I hosted, like, Rogan will ask tough questions, and then her staff has to ask themselves, is it worth letting her answer those questions? And they said no, obviously.
She last week when you were hosting, which by the way, thank you for doing, right before we went on air, Kamala was on Fox News with Brett Baer,
getting raked over her policy positions and then avoiding the questions. Yeah. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. So at the time, I hadn't seen the interview yet because it had just aired, and but I have since gone back and watched it. Now, Brett Baer, in my honest opinion, is not like, he's not someone who I would really say is like a tough,
he's not a Trump guy. Let's get that real clear. That's why they brought him in as like their lead news guy, is because he's more of a neocon kind of guy.
He's not a Trump guy at all. He's not really a guy who, and I'm not even saying this as a criticism, this is just kind of my observation. He's not someone who really strikes me as like a tough interviewer either, if that makes sense. Right. So, like, he was asking fairly basic questions.
Very policy-oriented questions is the way I would say it.
Very policy-oriented questions. And
which makes sense because his presentation is, I'm the hard news guy, I'm the serious guy, whatever. So it makes sense that his questions would be heavily focused on policy and critical of her because he, again, not a Trump guy, but he's not a Democrat. So, like, how they didn't expect him to ask those questions, Sam, is what I'm getting at. How her campaign did not expect that he would grill her a little bit, specifically about you've been in office.
Yeah.
They need to come up with, I'm telling you right now, if they cannot answer that question, why haven't any of this done while you've been in office? They lose, right? Aside from cheating.
Yeah.
That's the key question the Kamala Harris campaign needs to ask is why have things gotten worse the whole time you have been the vice president? And if she can't come up with a coherent answer to that question, why would an independent vote for her? You see what I'm saying? And her answer to that question is, I'm going to do everything different. And then they're like, well, why aren't you doing it now? And then you need to answer. So either way, she needs to answer the question of, I've been in charge. What have I done? And the answer is not much.
She also needs to, for all the
I will say, Sam, she did say in that, my wife just reminded me in the Brett Baer interview that the reason she hasn't done anything is because Trump was running. Now, that's only been true for half of the time, by the way. He wasn't running until 2022 officially, right? And I don't see how him running has anything to do with whether or not they got policy passed. And the fact that the policy that they did get passed often is at odds with what she's saying she wants. Well, that's because let me spoil it. That's because she's a liar. Okay. But if you pretend for a second that she's not a liar, okay, and you pretend politics is like real, like the way you can kind of suspend disbelief with pro wrestling, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
She still hadn't done shit, and she doesn't have a good answer. You know what I mean? So it's like, Donald Trump for 500, Bob.
That was literally her answer for everything. It was like there's
his name's Brett. Yeah, sorry.
there
What a gay name. So I'm sorry if your name out there is Brett, but like, what an effeminate name. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
no,
Brett just tuned out though.
yeah, Greg Gully. We just
Brett.
We just lost all the Bretts in the audience.
That sought after Brett demographic, you know.
But it's okay. No, the thing of it
We need more
is
Kyles is what it is in the audience. We need more Kyles and less Bretts.
I actually know more conservative Bretts than I know conservative Kyles, but that's another.
Well,
Yeah.
Kyle don't care for politics. Kyle's too busy punching holes through fucking drywall, bro, and drinking Monster Energy. What are you talking about?
That's true too.
The Kyle energy.
But no, I mean Kamala, like her little answer for everything was literally but Trump. And look, if she's as confident as if she were as confident as they're saying she was, she would actually be putting forward like actual policy positions. What happens when
Sam? I'm speaking, okay, but Trump. Go ahead.
What happens when she's in Saudi Arabia, and the leaders there don't respect her?
What happens when Trump is in Saudi Arabia? Okay. Yeah, do you want to even think about that, Sam? No, you don't. That's why you're going to vote Kamala.
Well, like,
and the fact is, Sam, that's true of a lot of Democrat voters. That what I just said is exactly what drives them to vote. Is they're like, oh my God, but Trump talking to the Saudi Arabian guy. Yeah, he was friends with that guy. Biden's been a dick to him, but you probably don't pay attention to politics because you're the one that just hears that and conjures up this image of this wild, stupid orange man going, like, that's not how Trump operates. It's like all the leaders liked him. They wanted to be around him because he tells them how great they are. Because he knows how to deal with rich, arrogant people. Is you just tell them how great they are, and it worked on goddamn Kim. It worked on North Korea, for fuck's sake. Kind of worked on China a little bit. Obviously, Xi Jinping is not human. He's a lizard from the dimension of Nibiru. But if he were a human, he would have definitely fallen for Trump's charm. Fun fact: Kamala also lizard person.
You know what I find interesting, Max, is like. Someone actually
that they're actual lizard people?
Well, Obama was scolding,
no, that's not the interesting part.
Gotcha. We talked about this I think last week, but Obama was scolding young black men and was like trying to take credit for the economy that Trump. He was saying that Trump stole his economy. When Obama is pissing off the young black man that once voted for him.
Can we just admit that he's the least black guy ever? Can we start there?
Well, yes.
Like Wayne the Pain is a blacker black guy than Obama. You hear me? He's out there somewhere. Wayne, you're blacker than Obama. I'll give you that. So am I, though. Twitter told me so, Sam.
I'm pretty sure, like, Mort actually might be blacker than Obama somehow.
That's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Obama's the whitest guy ever. Like, imagine if he didn't have dark skin, the kind of perception you would have.
Country white boy.
The perception of him as this Chicago white boy, right? Who's nerdy and socially awkward, right? And is always trying to be cool, but is like 3 decades out of date with his references. Nobody would think he was a cool black guy if he was white. Like, he's not a cool black guy, and he's not white. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like Obama is a goofy fucking nerd.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that. And
Yeah.
also he sucks, and he ruined this country. Also, lizard person, for sure. Like, duh.
yeah.
Also, fuck him.
Also, deporter in chief.
That's true. But I want to say a specific fuck him for cloning all the rappers, man. Like, what the fuck? Why did he have to clone Eminem and make him a pussy? You guys see Eminem clones out there being a pussy, right? And saying dumb shit that you're like, what the fuck? You know, and he was like, and then all the rappers that they cloned, right? And then they replaced them. You know why, Sam? It's because rappers in the entertainment industry, unlike bands and just traditional musicians, rappers don't have a filter of business between coming from their like street origins into this music industry. And so they also have big mouths and they ask a lot of questions. And so rappers get killed a lot by the government. That's true. But then they realize that, like, well, you know, they killed Eazy-E, right? And Tupac, right? And Biggie. And everybody was like, oh, that's so sad. But they still sell the records and make all the money off of them and use them to promote their agenda. And they were like, this is pretty cool. But what if we had a body that could like walk around and be Eminem? And so the cloning guys got to work, you know, at the Lizard Man Labs. You following me, Sam?
Yep.
And so they made Obama signed off on the project. It was called Project Hip Hop. You can find this. It's in the CIA documents at where they plan. I'm not even kidding. That's in the CIA documents, by the way, that the plan was to clone all the rappers and replace them with people who are more amenable to the message that the administration was pushing. And one of the people was Eminem. And Eminem's a clone. Probably made partially with Lizard Man DNA, if we're honest, right?
You know what? That actually is like the most logical conspiracy I've heard this week, as opposed to like, you know, the government controlling the weather.
Yeah, well, they do that. They do that too, though. That's part of it. You know, Lizard Men. Look, Lizard Men like it hot. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And wet. They like it hot. They like it wet. They're lizard men. Come on. Follow it. And they're all moving to Florida, Sam, in the Southeast. They had to get it ready.
Yeah, that explains a lot then.
Yeah, you're gonna have an influx of like lizard men and snake men. They're different, you know. Don't confuse the lizard. They're actually racist against each other. So there's the lizard men, right, like Obama, and then there's the snake men, and that's a whole different race, and they're actually from a different dimension, right? And they get really offended when you call them lizard men because the lizard men have been oppressing them for thousands of years, right? And so they're oppressing us, right? But they're also trying not to get oppressed by the lizard men. It's like you really got to dig into the history of who runs the world, and you'll find out all this wild shit. By the way, Sam, if Kamala wins, I'm going to jail for all the shit that I'm saying because it's misinformation or whatever. But I can't stop. It's too much fun.
You know,
just be thankful you don't live in fucking California there, Max.
And all that's gonna do is prove the lizard men actually are out to get you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very true. And by the way, I'm just gonna put this out there now. If Kamala wins, it's because they stole the fucking thing.
Well, I got these glasses, you know. You remember I was waiting for them. I needed them, and I put them on, and all of a sudden I could see the snake men, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's snake men running! They're everywhere." And it turned out that's because I'm in the Northeast, and they happen to settle here, the snake men, right? But if you go down to New York or LA or anything, it's lizard men everywhere, dog. So like, there's tiers of the people, you know, secretly running society from the shadows. See, the snake men, they like to sacrifice babies because they like to eat babies, you know. And the lizard men, they're different, you see, where they like to drink the blood of virgins, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
They're both pedophiles. Just, you know, that's the one thing they all agree on, right? Is the elites have to just be pedophiles. So you always wondered why are the elites pedophiles? Like, do they talk you into? Well, you if you have to be a part of lizard man or snake man culture at all, right? It's part of the gig. So the people.
So what you're saying is you can't be famous if you're not a pedophile.
I mean, look, they just arrested the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch for being a pedophile.
yeah, that's true.
The founder, by the way, not just the CEO, but the founder of the company, the original Mr. Abercrombie himself.
That explains why he always had teenagers half dressed in his.
Why he was taking pictures of underage boys' dicks and other things that are just unmentionable and horrific. But that's because he's a snake man, Sam. Right? You can see it too. You how you can spot if you don't got the special glasses, and I understand not everybody has them, right? But how you can spot a snake man from a lizard man, right, is in the eyes. You see, because the snake mans are like a slit. You know, they're really beady-eyed motherfucker. You've seen them. You've seen him all. He's laughing because he knows. You see them beady-eyed motherfuckers everywhere, right? And so you know that motherfucker is a snake, right? But the lizard men are a little different. Is their eyes are like really wide, like horizontally. You know what I mean? They're still beady. Weirdly enough, they're always beady because they're lizard men and snake men and shit. But they're beady in the exact opposite way, right? And if you pay attention to the beady-eyed motherfuckers and you see which kind of beady their eyes are, you know whether they're about to sacrifice a virgin or eat a baby.
So I mean, it would make sense that the snake men, you know, eat the babies because, like, you know, snake, like, they have wide mouths, some of them. So, like, you know, they just like they eat a ton, right? And then, like,
yeah, they like to eat babies by like the 2s and 3s, you know. I mean, you thought those abortion clinics were like a medical procedure? Nah, man. You go in and they shoot it down the tube right into the fucking snake people's throats.
Yeah, I mean that I did know. I've been trying to warn people about.
Everybody thinks they're like some kind of clinic. It's like, no, that's a demonic temple to Baal. Obviously.
Yeah, that's like. That's like, yeah, that's like you know, an obvious thing. But by the way, Max,
everyone's looking at me all funny. Didn't you just do an episode, ladies and gentlemen? She did an episode of The Sandwich Makers where they talked about a pedophile serial killer cult that was trafficking in snuff material, and she's gonna give me shit because I say it was lizard men and snake men that did it. Actually, specifically in this case, it was lizard men. And regardless.
Oh, by the way, lefty, all of the lefties out there are now trying to like dox the McDonald's franchise owners home address and whatnot. who
Joe Fish said the David Icke episode. I take issue with that because David Icke is clearly Snake Man psyop material. He's defaming the lizard men in the name of the Snake Man. That's so obvious. No, fuck David Icke and his Snake Man ideology. Go ahead, Sam.
I haven't heard David Icke's name in a long time. So, but no, what I was saying is all the lefties are now trying to like dox and harass the McDonald's franchise owner that had Trump come to his store. Imagine being that bent out of shape over Trump working at a McDonald's.
They don't stop cancel culture, they're gonna just get run over. Like they've already come to the point of no return with it, where it's ineffective.
Yeah.
If they want to keep doing it, eventually, like, these normies are gonna fight back hard, and they've already started to a little bit. They might not know even what they're fighting against, but they definitely get sick of this bullshit.
They already are. And also like it goes like to me the thing of the McDonald's was, yeah, I mean it was to me it was like a fun, cool publicity stunt. But
yeah, it's a PR stunt, just like any other. It was a I think a well done one, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, did anybody think, oh, Trump's actually gonna be employed there? No, he's gonna stay for a shift. He's going to make that one fry cook feel like the fucking Don Mega of Earth. And that guy will probably get a better job because of that, by the way. Because he did a good job teaching Trump everything. And he was very professional in how they picked their best guy. Let's be real. They knew Trump was coming and they picked the guy for the job. Got a shout out to that guy because I think he's a legit manager there or assistant manager, right? That started as a fry cook, was teaching the former president how to be a fry cook. That's pretty dope. Good job on him. He'll get the customers were thrilled when they opened the fucking window and Trump was there to hand them food. It's a win-win for everybody except leftists who can't have fun. They can't accept that you had fun either.
I would have never. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I am kind of like, really.
Shout out to Chibi in the chat as well.
This is what you guys are melting down over. It's the more insane these people be. The more insane these people are, the more people are going to vote for Trump. So,
well, they show their ass, right? They embarrass themselves. Normal people don't look at this kind of insane Trump derangement behavior and say that, like, that's not the majority of even people that don't like Trump aren't actually like that. And the problem is those people push those normie people for, like, a lot of those normie people are now voting for Trump specifically because of the crazy people that don't like him.
Right. Yeah.
You come off like such an unhinged lunatic that the other side looks sane in comparison, no matter what they're saying, you know?
I was an inactive normie until 2020 because of the fucking left.
Right. A lot of people saying that.
Yeah. People have been sending like death threats to Elon Musk simply because he endorsed, Elon Musk. By the way, I love how like Elon endorsing Trump is now considered like.
Yeah, you said he endorsed Elon Musk, and I was just gonna say based Elon Musk endorsing himself, but yes, he also endorsed Trump.
Okay.
Throw a goddamn hissy fit about Elon endorsing Trump, but what about all of these other fucking CEOs that fucking endorse fucking Kamala? Oh wait, Krasensteins don't have a fucking problem with that, do they?
When Eminem goes up on stage and introduces Obama and Kamala, that's fine.
But well, no, it's not just that. It's like Elon simply endorsing Trump is somehow election interference, but Facebook hiding the Hunter Biden story and censoring our good friend Max, that's not like political.
It's not fair because we're not winning, Sam. Don't you understand? It's only fair if we win. The rules the left goes by in politics are the same my 8-year-old goes by when we're racing home from school. You didn't win, Dad, because you cheated because you ran faster than me. Oh, okay. I see. So the rule is I can't run faster. That's the way Democrats approach every situation. No,
it's only a free and fair election if fucking Democrats win.
That's right. You can't run if you run faster than me, you're cheating, and so we're going to take away points from you for that. And once you tally up those points, you see I won.
I would say, having briefly met your son, that is an unfair comparison, because your son, at least to me, seems to have like better understanding of like how fairness actually works than some of these grown ass people who are bitching about Elon.
Well, the difference is that he just talks about it. He just bitches about it and then moves on with his life, whereas they don't, and they don't take no for it. I mean, look, in the races, he declares himself the winner, whether he wins or he loses. That's exactly what Democrats do. They even say that about 2016, right? Russia. Yeah.
I keep hearing all.
Do you know they have an excuse like that for every election, at least since Nixon? Go back and look.
Yes, I've actually looked at that before. So,
Reagan was too charismatic, and Jimmy Carter's a bad candidate, and like every fucking excuse, every time they lose, and then every time they win, it's like, we ran the best campaign ever, dog. You never stood a chance. Ha ha.
Well,
which is not, by the way, how you say what you want about, both parties are the same. That is not how Republicans behave. It's just that Republicans are professional losers.
That's true, as much as I.
But they're really goddamn fucking principled about it, Sam. Except that they're not, and they spend your money on war. But gosh darn it, they pretend to be.
Yeah.
They're losing on principles that they don't actually believe in or subscribe to or stand by, but they'll tell you all about them.
Well, that's how we got Mitt Romney, and that's how we got stuck with Mitt Romney in 2012.
Yeah. So, well, and John McCain and George Bush and Bob Dole and George Bush and everybody since Reagan. That's how we got stuck with them.
Yeah.
And none of them were actually principled if you lay out their names like that. Maybe Bob Dole. I might give it to him. He was too old not to be. But man, they're making fun of Biden being old. Imagine if Bob Dole won. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude was old as dirt. He couldn't even put a fucking sentence together in 1995.
Look, I just find it hilarious. Like, there are all these articles just today, Max, coming out from The Atlantic being like, if Trump loses, the MAGA base is going to have a meltdown and there could be riots in the streets. What I want to know, Max, is what's going to happen if Kamala loses? Right?
They already got their riots planned.
Protest.
Yeah, for the next 4 years, they already got a plan.
Yeah.
They got buses set up, rented ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a summer of love, Sam.
For 4 fucking years.
Democrats love. Do you know what's funny about that? Is people think that's ironically referring to the '68 summer, and they called it the summer of love in '68 specifically because of all the violence then too. It's always been ironic. That's the joke.
Yeah,
But the left loves a summer of love, and a summer of love includes burning shit down and riots and looting and murder. So we'll get some of those. Probably either way, to be honest with you, because the pro-Palestine left don't really like Kamala at all either. So we'll probably get some more of their brand of rioting. But it'll be hard to tell with all the migrants that they're gonna ship in. You won't be able to like see past your front door.
What I will say this much, like I'm not much of a dooms.
By the way, Sam, Kamala today said she wants to give amnesty to all of them. So there's that on CNN. Because she said, because they were talking, the guy was saying, well, if you're saying you're going to send people back, that requires mass deportations. We're talking about mass deportations. And she said, well, I won't do that. And I want to give them a pathway to citizenship. That was her answer, almost exactly word for word. Okay, pretty clear fucking picture of who to vote for. If you're for giving every illegal the right to vote within the next 4 years, vote for Kamala. And if you're for mass deportations of illegals, then vote for Trump. It's pretty cut and dry, isn't it?
Vote Trump.
I love how Kamala keeps like shooting herself in the foot and expecting to win.
Well, she's aiming for her vag, but he just misses. You see,
and
we
just misses.
Have a country if Kamala
wide hole.
I guarantee that when Kamala loses, she's gonna be like dumbfounded as to how she lost.
She'll be fine. Just put a couple dicks in front of her and she'll get over it real quick. Come on.
I mean, what? I'm not volunteering.
Well, that's what the women with penises are for, Sam. They get right. They tell us they do the jobs that other men don't want to do, or something. Or is that I'm getting it all confused, Sam? Go ahead. Next topic. I can tell you about. I met a Blue Anon guy. Well, on my epic
no
Odyssey.
way! You met a Blue Anon guy
in real life? Yeah, old boomer one too. Just as crazy as the QAnon boomers, right? But a lefty. It was so fun. And everybody in the place was like rolling their eyes at him. It was great.
I do have a story. I do have another topic to cover, but I actually do want to hear about this. So like
yeah. Well, I got two things. So I went on. Normally, Sam, I talk about this all the time in the chats and stuff. I go like 5 or 10 miles, keeping myself in shape, losing weight, etc. But that day I had errands to run, and so it was going to add some mileage. It was a pretty epic journey, even for myself, at clocking in finally at 23 miles, not including the bus rides. It's a long day. And early on, I go down to the store where I get my pipe tobacco, and I'm waiting in line. And I go, well, I'm not waiting in the line. I go over to where the tobacco is, and the guy's talking on the phone, right? He's a Punjab. What do you say? Indian. He's an Indian guy, maybe Pakistani. I'm not sure. That's why I say Punjab, because then people know what I mean. But he's talking on the phone in Punjabi, and he's like, talking to his friend like a fucking asshole, the way they do. And and so whatever. I'm looking at the tobacco. Now I know exactly which one I want. Not sponsored. We should be. But Largo. I like my Largo Gold. And so I knew right away, but I heard just out the corner of my ear, what did I hear? But a Blue Anon boomer, and I knew it right away too. When it hits you like immediately, like this person is talking crazy politics. Maybe it's just me. But it's bedtime. So the boy's TV time ran out, and he just opened the door. And he doesn't want to go to bed, he said. You got to go to bed.
I can. If you need to jump off camera, I can.
No. The wife went and got him. That's the thing. His time ran up. Anyway, so I hear the boomer. I hear the blue and on guy, and the first thing I heard. So I'm looking, and I just keep looking at the tobacco, but really I'm just listening to this guy now, right? I'm like pretending like I'm just completely stupid and don't know anything while I look at the tobacco with a serious look on my face, trying not to laugh. Because this 60-year-old guy, he had a hat on, he was wearing overalls, looking like a farmer. There's no farms here, so I don't know. But anyway, he looked like a farmer. And he's like, well, they got him. They're consolidating all the cases from Letitia James and down with the Georgia cases. Now, you don't know yet, but it's coming out soon. They're going to put it all together, and they're going to nail this guy. Now, we might not get him before the election. There's not enough time, but we'll definitely get him after the election before he takes office, because if he takes office, boy, it's going to be worse than Nazi Germany under Hitler. And I'm just like, yeah, it's going to be the worst thing ever, as evidenced by the previous 4 years he was in that position, guy.
That's always the thing, because like I've met like liberal blue nonners here too in Florida. There are a few, and whenever
They also said that they were going to put black people in camps, Sam.
Well, okay, well, which is it? Because like I heard from my blue non guy that they're putting gay people in camps.
Oh, both. Obviously. Gay black people. That's who's going to the camps. Right? You might pass. Like sometimes you get a pass because, like, I don't know. I'm MAGA, right? So, like, from my point of view, I would want something. Like, if they're actually going to put black people in camps, Sam, I disapprove of that. And I probably won't be MAGA anymore. But if they got forced to be, like some kind of Stockholm, Germany, there's black guys, right, that I absolutely think we got to keep. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's some black guys that are like indispensable. Like I wouldn't want to get like, wait, are you gonna put Dave Chappelle in a camp? What's he gonna do? Make the camp people laugh? He can make me laugh. I'd rather that.
Well, we gotta keep Ice Cube around too. So
yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, you have to have Ice Cube and Ice-T for that matter. And then Vanilla Ice, but he's not in danger of the camps. I guess he's in danger of the camps if the election goes the other way. But either way, you got to have the Ices, right? And they can mix with that. What is it, Sexy Ice or whatever? And then we'll have Ices. Okay, we got to have the Ices. That's not negotiable. All you fucking racists, we ain't getting rid of them. Who else? We need Old Dirty Bastard's dead, but I still say we need him. Like can we save him a spot? Is that allowed, Sam? I don't run the camps, so I'm just trying to save my friends and my idols.
We need Stevie Wonder, but like
why? He can't even see. How useful is he gonna be?
I mean he can sing still, suppose.
Can he? He's pretty old though. You're okay, but that spot could go to a younger guy.
I mean, that is true. We could put Wayne the Pain.
Well, Roman dipshit in chat says, I don't remember Trump saying anything about forcing Americans into any kind of housing. Me either. But I'm saying if we're doing it, I'm trying to figure out who's the black people we gotta save, right?
Yeah, I
don't think we should put any of them in camps. And Trump never said we should, but this Blue Anon guy said that's gonna happen for sure, and he must know.
But that
he said he read it on the internet, Sam. How could he be wrong?
Which means he probably went on Reddit.
We're on the internet, Sam.
Who knows?
He cracked the code, Sam. He figured it out. I just love, like, his whole thing is we're going to get them arrested either before the election, but if not, after he wins the election, but before he can take office. That was this guy's whole thing.
Well, that was basically QAnon's whole thing 4 years ago, which was that, like,
I know, and it's flip flopped. So now the Blue Anons have that, and then also
right.
a Kennedy, a junior Kennedy is prominent in the whole thing too. Isn't that entertaining? It's not JFK Jr., but RFK Jr. is.
Well, you know, according to I remember when the QAnon people were saying that JFK Jr. faked his death and was going to, like, run as Trump's.
That's the joke, Sam, is their whole thing revolved around JFK Jr., but instead we got RFK Jr., which is way funnier because, hey, a brain worm might have eaten part of his brain, okay? But at least he has a head, unlike JFK Jr. Too soon, Sam? He died in a horrible plane crash 25 years ago. Too soon?
No.
Never too soon.
Never too soon.
Yeah, he's dead. He's very fucking dead.
Yeah.
That's funny that those JFK boys have a history of losing their heads, huh?
Yeah, they sure do. And thank God we're on Rumble. Which speaking of Max, I have a huge bone to pick with YouTube. Well, yet another bone to pick with YouTube. Why the fuck, YouTube, am I getting ads from Tim Pool even though I am unsubscribed from his channel?
You don't like that Russian propaganda? Come on.
No.
I
Just
mean,
a little Russian propaganda.
Even
Just
Mort
a little Russian propaganda, Sam. Come on, just a little bit.
Even Mort has unsubscribed from fucking Tim Pool.
yeah.
Does that mean? Hold on. Does this mean I get a moment to say Max was right about Tim Pool for years and years and years, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're kind of too hard on Tim Pool, Max."
I mean, for what it's worth, I always agreed with you on, you know, the Tim Pool
That's true.
thing.
You did.
But yeah.
So did both of you for the most part.
I
mean, so many people were like, "Oh, Max, why do you hate Tim Pool so much?" Because he's bald. That's why. That's it. That's the whole reason, Sam. I'm not gonna dignify it anymore with giving any more reason than that. If somebody says, "Why do you hate Tim Pool?" I'm gonna say it's because he's bald.
Follow the U.S. Constitution. Fuck him.
I will dignify my hatred of Tim Pool, or rather my further hatred of Tim Pool, by saying this. Tim Pool has said
a small penis. Oh, sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
Well, that too, but like that's not even the worst, you know, part. No, the worst part is Tim Pool has said stuff that goes way over the pale of anything we've ever said or that I've ever said on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. I was gonna say I've said way crazier shit tonight, Sam.
No. He has said, well, no, I would actually say that, like, Tim Pool has said way crazier shit than you've said on Rumble. For one, you've never advocated for, like...
That's right. We peacefully resist the lizard men and snake men, ladies and gentlemen. Do not take action against them. There's too many anyway. Look, we just got to deal with it. We got to learn to live side by side with them. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
No. In all seriousness, like we've never advocated.
We've never advocated for fucking civil war.
We've never advocated for civil war.
I advocate against all war on the show, generally speaking.
Yeah, you do.
Civil and non.
Meanwhile, he's advocated for multiple forms of civil war and violence.
In foreign wars, because he was very pro-Russia in the Ukraine conflict, which Russia started that, Tim.
Yeah.
How you want, like, if you're a freedom, like he claims to be like a libertarian, right? If you're a freedom loving person and a giant, semi-fascist corporate fallen version of the Soviet Union invades a nation that's starting to have a free market, particularly in the technology and entertainment sector, Sam. I don't know if you knew this, but Kiev was popping before this war in terms of tech investment. And this has obviously devastated that country financially. It's stupid to talk about financials when you're talking about a war like this and all the loss of life. But like they were literally a burgeoning economy bordering on being the new Hong Kong of the world, because Hong Kong is a lot more closed off now. And this has destroyed everything. And if you're a freedom loving person, you have to understand that the average Ukrainian, there was no Ukrainian army when this war started. Did you know that?
Yes, I actually did know that.
So they're all irregulars, or as they say, like they're conscripts, but like they joined intentionally. They're not drafted. Well, I guess they are, but like none of them resist. Like everybody, all the men understand. The problem is they have an aging population. They don't have a lot of young. So you're seeing a lot of like 40 and 50-year-old guys out there fighting the Russian, 20-year-olds. And it sucks. And if you're a freedom-loving person, you can't put yourself in the shoes of the guy that's fighting for his way of life, which up until a couple of years ago was good. Ukraine was in a good place. It was becoming an economic powerhouse of the region, and especially relative to other countries in, the east of Europe. It was rich while they were all poor. And it's, of course, that's, if you want to know why Russia invaded, like, figure that question out right there. I wonder. Like, they were doing well economically, and Russia wanted their cut. And apparently Vladimir Putin was crazy enough to take it by force. And I just can't understand how these libertarians, aside from the ones like Tim getting paid by Russia, can square that circle that you would root for the guys that are invading a sovereign nation, right?
I mean,
a sovereign first world nation that had like rights and democratic elections and everything like that. Like, how do you sell me on Russia's side of this? But you know what's funny is it's easy. It's easy because the other side, both Democrat and Republican, now we get to do some bipartisan stuff. They sell you exactly on it. Is poor Ukraine. We need to give them lots and lots of fucking money and keep giving them money. Oh, a fucking hurricane smashed the whole southeast of the country, and then another one just to kick it right in the nuts. Well, here's your $750 as we send $800 billion to Ukraine. That's what they think of you, taxpayer.
Yep. But here's what so why is it that Tim Pool can openly advocate for violence, YouTube, but like
because he's a homosexual. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Fair.
I was just you asked the question, I was throwing, spitballing ideas, that's all.
That's fair. No, but
the beanie is the biggest clue to the homosexual thing.
No, but YouTube
is like a bald man. Like I said I hate him because he's bald. I want bald men out there. I don't hate you. Just don't wear a beanie and cover it up like a fucking weirdo.
No,
just shave that shit and rock it out. And let me tell you, women
bald, go for it.
Yeah, women like a bald dude, so don't even worry about that. Not all women, but the women who do will worship your bald ass head.
That is true. I have seen that happen. I've seen that happen. But no, it is. YouTube is a bunch of fucking hypocrites, which I know. I know.
Liars and hypocrites, Sam. Liars and hypocrites. Go ahead.
Yeah, YouTube is a bunch of liars and hypocrites because they'll
and pedophile. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, okay, allegedly. But YouTube bans me for less than what Tim Pool is allowed to say, not just say on his platform, but fucking advertise. Even though I'm unsubscribed from Tim Pool, even though I've said I'm not interested in seeing this content, I still see fucking Tim Pool ads.
You're not getting your daily fix of Russian propaganda, Sam. What's wrong with you?
Listen, no.
Look, you're getting your okay. It's like those nutrition charts, right? You're getting your daily allotted Chinese propaganda, Sam, but I feel like your daily allotted Russian propaganda is deficient. We're gonna have to bump that up a little bit. So here's some Tim Pool.
Okay, well at least Josie, the redheaded libertarian, is good looking.
Ha ha ha! Because she's the China propaganda. I get it. That's rough.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No. She's also Russian propaganda because she works for Tim Pool.
Sam. Funny thing is, like, that's a name that takes me back. She used to go by Josie Wales, the outlaw Josie Wales.
Yes.
The feud we had with her. Oh boy, that was fun. You should ask Shmuley about that one. We made her quit the internet, but then she came back.
She's also. Max, I know you weren't here for this saga, but Owen Benjamin.
You know who else sucks? I'm gonna call it out right now, Sam, since I called out one person from the past that's associated with Tim Pool. You know who really fucking sucks and you should unfollow and unsubscribe from because they're a fucking lying, treasonous bitch? Cassandra Fairbanks. Fuck Cassandra Fairbanks. And if you associate with her, I don't want to associate with you. Go ahead, Sam.
That's fair.
Yeah, because when I met Cassandra Fairbanks before she was like the libertarian queen, you know what she was, Sam? She was a communist. A very bitchy communist.
Cassandra Fairbanks actually called one of Karina Harney's friends a whore.
Well, Cassandra Fairbanks is a whore. No allegedlys. No allegedly. So is Josie, for that matter. How do you think she got popular? Wait, you think it's based on her winning fucking personality? No. The thing is, these women they want to be the big fish in the small libertarian pond, and so it's a lot easier to fuck your way to the top when it's a bunch of greasy nerds.
Yeah. It's also.
Is there anybody left standing that I haven't torched tonight, Sam?
It's also really easy. It's also really easy for them to fucking to criticize.
Libertarians finally got their guy, right, with Tim Pool. Like, they loved his ass. Isn't it so funny that I said he was fake the whole fucking time, and they were like, oh, Max, you just don't get it. You know what it is your status. That's what it is. You just don't get it because you're your status, and you wouldn't understand. And I was like, I don't know. He's fake as fuck, and he's shilling somebody's something somewhere. And they're all like, no, you just don't like him because he copyright struck your channel. Yeah. Well, how you shit with his Russian money, okay? You were eating Russian. You were licking the spoon from that Russian propaganda. Oh! Turns out though, what you were fucking licking off was shit. Big old vat of shit they were mixing up, and you're licking the spoon like a good little boy.
And listen, I don't really talk to Owen Benjamin that much. I know that Apex was there more for that saga, but. I don't talk to Owen much on the show, but
is that the homosexual guy, the bear?
Yeah, he's now sucked. He's now sucked. Yeah, the one that like doxed a friend of mine, and like tried to get.
Yeah, the homosexual gentleman that drinks like
turpentine.
Yeah,
and who again like his cult like literally.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a gay pedophile. Turpentine drinking weirdo.
No. Well,
you gotta be tolerant, Sam.
See, it's it's kind of hard because he did try to like dox.
I'll be tolerant when the fucking left is, Max.
And
well, did you threaten to rape him? That might help.
No, he would have. No, see, the thing was, he would have actually liked that probably. But no.
Well, then that's not rape, so it's fine, right?
But no,
Either way, you win.
But 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 no, he actually is friends with Tim Pool now too. So
Oh yeah, dick gobblers gobble together, man. What are you gonna do?
yeah, so
no, it's because it's the other way around. Is Tim Pool's hanging out with him, and you know why? It's because Tim Pool fell off, and now he has to hang with the outcasts. He thought he was so cool, and you know what's a shame is what Phil from All That Remains, is it Labonte? Phil's ready to take the fucking plunge with him, apparently, like an idiot. All these libertarians are gonna follow Tim Pool to hell. Good luck to you, you dumbasses. He's bald, you know. Tell him to take the beanie off, and you'll see the truth. It's all there. It shines like the light of illumination.
Why is I mean that just disappoints me that Phil Labonte wants to go down.
He likes going on Tim's show, and he has fuck you money because his band, right? That's what I think it is.
Well, look,
I don't think he takes this shit that seriously. Like, he takes it a little more seriously than almost all musicians I've seen, which means he probably doesn't still take it very seriously because he's got a real job. I don't know if you know this, Sam, but being like a full-time touring musician like that is a full-time job.
Yes.
So he probably isn't as like invested in the political like shit fuckery on the internet, and he probably doesn't realize how big a deal this was, if I were to guess.
Yeah, although
I will say that what's his face from Spear Talk, and like I'm pretty sure all the bands he's associated with kind of know to steer clear of Tim Pool. I'm sure he would steer them away from them at the very least.
Yeah, I was just about to say that John from Spear Talk, like he works full time, but like he also pays attention to like what's going on, but like also he was part of.
I'm not saying Phil's uninformed either. What I'm saying is Phil's probably a lot more informed on the politics end of things than what this amounts to is an interpersonal thing. Right. And so I bet you Tim could have smoothed it over with him by saying, one, I didn't know. That's been his thing, right? Tim says, I didn't know that I was taking Russian money. And then two, you know me, I'm cool, we're cool. And then three, it's, we always have haters on the internet. Don't listen to what they say. If you're out of the internet circle, sometimes it's really easy. That's why everybody says that. Don't listen to the haters, because it works a lot of time to get people not to listen to your rightful critics as well. And oftentimes we just conflate the two in modern society. Over the rightful critics, people criticizing you for good reason are lumped in with haters and trolls, right? And that's very intentional by a lot of people, because then it lumps in all valid criticism as being trolling. And so I don't have to ever listen to this unserious bullshit. And the person I like, they're just being trolled. It's not like, and this works too. Why do you think the Game Grumps still have a fucking show? Danny, what's his real name? I don't want to call him what's his name? Danny from Game Grumps. What's his real name? Avidan. Okay, because I don't want to call him his stage name because it gives him props because he's a fucking pervert. He gets caught, right, messaging all these minors sexually from a very young age. One of them, he groomed her from when she was like 12 because she was watching him on TV and he was nice talking her. And this all comes out, right? And everybody makes a big deal about it. But what happens to the guy? Well, he talks to his base that just, they believe whatever he says, right? And even though there's evidence of all of this, this is not a matter of speculation. The only thing is that he didn't probably do anything illegal that we know of. But he was talking to an underage girl. and he had sex with an of age girl that he had been talking to since she was like 12. If that's not grooming, I don't know what is, Sam. But no legal wrongdoing was found, right? And so he turns to his audience and he says, well, if I'm such a criminal, if I'm such a bad guy, why am I not in jail? Those are just trolls. Those are just haters. Don't listen to them. And his buddy there, Aaron or whatever, is like, yeah, that's stupid. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, if you know anything about these guys, Aaron kicked off his original co-host, JonTron, for saying he supported Trump. The guy he replaced him with, and that was in 2014, right after Trump announced. The guy who replaced him with then gets outed as a pedophile. But guess what? He's still co-hosting the show. He's still doing his band with the main guy. They still have a fan base. Why? Because they said to the main core audience, oh, those are just trolls. That's not serious criticism. They just hate us. They hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because we're successful. They're just jealous. That's what everybody says now, right? And so it's easy for younger people, especially, to believe it because that's how they handle their problem. Oh, those bullies they're just trolling. They're just mean. I'm not actually fat. I mean, speaking of fat, Sam, I told it in Gilded, but can I tell my fat guy story?
Yes, please do.
I'm very angry about a fat guy, chat. Like, I hate him because he's fat. I want to start there, okay?
Come on, Max. We've already bashed on
right. Yes. So I might as well continue.
Monday.
Hey, if I'm getting canceled, I should just get it all out, okay? So he's very fat, and I hate him for being fat. That's how I want to start this. So, again, Sam, I walked 23 miles last Saturday. I had to go to the other town. I had to go to the bank. I had to pay some bills. And normally I get a ride for such a thing. I run mostly for my health, but our ride had a medical problem. And so I was like, you know what? I'll do some extra miles. It was a little longer than I would have liked, but it was a pleasant experience. The weather was good and such. And, but I missed a bus and, things went wrong. I heard the Blue and On guy. I told you about that. That was very funny. And then I took the bus up to the other town. And while I was in the other town, I went to the bank. I paid bills. I did all the errand stuff. And I'm sitting there, and I realized that because I missed one bus, there was no 12:30 bus because it's Saturday. And so I had to wait for 1:30 because that's when the bus drivers go get lunch. It's 12:30. And I was like, well, shit, man, I want to get some lunch. I used to live there. This neighborhood, I lived in it, and I kind of loved it because I lived right off. There's a main drag, like Main Street, that has all these cool little shops and stuff in it that are it's meant for you to walk in and go around. Novelty shops and like specialty shops and stuff. And they had this one pizza joint, and I guess I could say it because, one, I don't live there anymore, and so it's not a dox like that. And two, the place is closed, so it's not a dox like that. Big Red Pizza was my favorite pizza joint when I lived there. It was right across the street, right? And I'm just like, damn, man, I like that place. I'll go get a slice from Big Red. And I walked the extra 2 miles. Like I said, I walked 20 miles, right? I added 2 extra miles just to go get some pizza from my favorite pizza joint, Sam. You can understand, though, right?
Yeah.
You appreciate a good slice of pizza, I know.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I've seen some of your lunches. They look delicious, and yeah, I might not be so fat anymore, but I was like, I walked all these miles. A 500-calorie slice of pizza ain't going to kill me. In fact, I can have 2. Right? And I make sure I got money in my account. The guy walked by it because they changed it to some Greek name. And so I immediately didn't think it was there. And I was sad. I literally messaged my wife that it's not there anymore, and I was going to cry. Because that's my favorite pizza joint, But then I was walking back, and I was like, oh, the Greek place. That's where it was. I'll take pizza by the slice or whatever. All right, cool. And it was $3 a slice, Sam, and they were like a quarter pizza. They were very good size. And I was going to get 2 cheese, but then I looked out. He had a cheese, a pepperoni, and then a third one, and it was buffalo chicken. And I was like, well, I said to the guy, I was like, well, if you got buffalo chicken, I'm going to get one of them because I can't say no to that. And he was like, it's a good choice. I was like, yeah. He said nobody can say no to buffalo chicken. And I was like, well, my wife can because she hates it. It's too spicy for her. And we had a good laugh. And then I'm sitting there and some weird old guy comes in, hippie guy. His hair is all up and he's wearing a marijuana related t-shirt. And he starts talking to me while I'm eating my fucking slice. We're having a grand old time. I'm talking about, I used to come here. It came up. The owner told me it closed because of COVID. And there was like his cousin. And so he reopened it, but he couldn't get the name because of some fucking trademark issue. So he reopened the same location. And he does the same shit, and it's the same everything. It's just he had to change the name because COVID made his brother shut down, and the only way they could get a PPP loan or whatever in his name was to fucking... Yeah, he was telling me all that, and so I'm having a good old time, having a chat, you know what I mean? And then he came. I could almost hear the tuba music when he opened the door, Sam. This man had to conservatively have weighed 500 pounds. Okay, and that's my serious estimate. From here on, I'm only going to get more graphic about how fat he was because he was very fat. So, you know when somebody has like a fat fucking head, Sam? Like they get the jowls that are all fat. Like everybody has a little bit of jowls when you get older, but it's just your cheeks, right? But I mean like this. Right, these big fucking meat jowls that hang down. You know what I mean, Sam?
Yeah, we've all seen those.
Yeah. Well, he had that, but also his neck was as fat as those jowls. But it wasn't like, you know how some fat guys don't have any neck? He had a neck. It was just like this. It was like this thick. And it was droopy. And he had tattoos all over it, but they were drooping. And he was on a scooter. I didn't even mention...
Not be fat.
I just mentioned his fat face to start with. He's also wearing a baseball cap, Sam. But he's cool. So he's not just wearing it forwards, right? Because that wouldn't be cool, right? He's not even wearing it backwards. Because that would be 90s cool, right? Very slightly... to the right because he's so cool, and it's got one of them big flat brims, you know, the kind like the hip-hop kids wore in like 2009. And he was wearing a basketball jersey that I don't even want to know, maybe fucking 12X, and he had gold chains on and tattoos everywhere, but they were, and his arms were like, it's like there was a bone and it's just holding a big sack of fucking fat, right? It's just hanging off of him. And then he's just hanging off of the side of his scooter, his mobility scooter. Now, mind you, this place is a little pizza by the slice place. There's like a bar where you can sit and eat a slice, and then there's the counter and a little tiny space in between. And this motherfucker brings his fat mobility scooter in, rolls right up to the counter. The guy's in the back cooking this other guy's pizza, right? That's why I was talking to him. And he just starts yelling, yo, my man, come over here, yo, I'm here. What the fuck? Dude comes running out the back like there's a goddamn emergency. He's like, yeah, let me get. Now, I told you, Sam, I decided to order one slice of cheese and one slice of buffalo chicken, okay? Remember that. Yo, let me get one cheese and one buffalo chicken, my man. Yeah. I was like, I had already eaten the cheese pizza. It was delicious. I was enjoying I was savoring it, you know, enjoying that buffalo chicken pizza because it was good. And then he ordered the exact same thing as me. And all of a sudden my stomach felt like I was going to vomit. because I've now associated my lunch with his fat fucking ass.
Oh no.
And I know. See, here's the trick of your brain, ladies and gentlemen. I know that 500 calorie at most slice of pizza, I damn well earned by walking 20 to some odd miles that day. But the fat guy was eating it too, right? So it like, and then the rest of the time I ate it because I paid for that fucking pizza and it was good. And I know that, but every bite I was just like, ugh, I'm going to fucking puke. Oh my God. I feel so fat. Oh my God, he's so fat. Oh, look at his rolls jiggling, and he's so confident. That's what made me so mad. He's confident about himself. The dude's like not like if he's 30, I'll be surprised. He's like in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. 500 pounds in a mobility scooter, and he thinks he's a gangster in like what I'm gonna honestly say is probably one of the most rich towns around. He's a gangster.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. So I hate him for being fat, Sam. I feel justified in that too, but I'm pretty sure like that is hate speech. What's the slur for fat people, Sam? Fatty? Is that this Lardo? Tubby?
Lardo is definitely
Tons of fun. Bubble butt. There's got to be more.
Java the Hot.
Did I say fatty? That's usually the best one. Man, look, I'm tolerant that, like, I, of all people, having gained weight and then lost it, understand, okay, getting a little behind. Okay, I could get packing on a couple pounds and all of that, and even get being fat almost all of my adult life. I've been overweight to some degree. I'm a big dude. What I don't get is when you get to 500 pounds and they say, well, we'll just give you a scooter so you don't have to walk anymore because you're so fat that you're going to break your widow legs. Isn't it time to get some fucking help? Isn't it time? Should we just not? Okay, we can't get Sam a proper wheelchair, but the fat guy can get a mobility scooter.
Right.
Priorities, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
It
Like,
cost that much different, right? This fat fuck is riding a mobility scooter to go get pizza to feed his fat ass. He literally I walked 23 miles to get that pizza, Sam. He didn't walk one step. He got his fat ass on his scooter and rolled down over there, ate it on his fucking scooter, and rolled his fat ass home.
yeah, and that bugs me when I see someone who's
On
like,
our tax time, Sam. Sorry, go ahead.
that I don't know about you more, but that always bugs me when I see someone who is like in a wheelchair, not because they actually have like a neurological or like
Well, it used to be you see a guy in a wheelchair and you're like, oh, what happened? There was a guy across the street from me growing up that was what's the term? Quadriplegic is the waist down, right?
that's quadriplegic.
Yeah. Well, he was jumping his bike and he broke his back, right? And so when you see a guy in a wheelchair and you say, "Hey, why are you in a wheelchair?" As a kid, when we were growing up, why are you in a wheelchair? The answer would be something pretty gnarly like that, or like you guys, it's a neurological condition, right?
That's fair. But now
I'm in a wheelchair because I'm fat is just unacceptable to me.
Not only that, but like to me it's kind of insulting. Like if you think about it, like
I
more
would
and
agree.
like more and I have had to do with being physically disabled because of shit that like we can't control, right?
I'm gonna be 41 years old next month. I cannot fucking imagine even being in the situation that Sammy and I are in, letting ourselves physically go. That we're fucking roly-poly gentlemen. And believe me, I've seen people in my situation, my specific set of
You have
circumstances,
good
including my disability.
reason. You have good reason not to exercise too. Just to be clear.
Well, let me finish. I've seen people in my exact situation, my exact disability, that are damn near 200 fucking pounds, that literally cannot fit in their fucking chair.
Yeah.
I feel like a fucking fat ass when I'm 150 fucking pounds. I could not fucking imagine being 200.
But people
You
would
would
be
ne-
more understanding of you. That's my point. Is like y'all have at least that you're in wheelchair, and so if it was like, man, they can't exercise as much as the rest of us. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But if you're in a wheelchair purely because you just don't like, you're perfectly able-bodied. You could,
You get to
you know, but
200
exercise is hard. So get in the chair. Come on.
You get to 200 pounds in a chair like Sammy and I, you're not pulling that weight off ever.
No, and you're shortening
Ever.
your life significantly.
Yeah.
Significantly shortening your life. You know, maybe only once you get to that point, especially like you, more you're gonna be, you know, in your 40s. Yeah, you got to 200 pounds, you might have a couple years at most, right?
Well, little inside.
Then all your organs have to, just like anybody else. Then all your organs have to work harder and whatnot, right? It's just
little inside baseball, and I've only ever expressed this to Sammy once, literally to nobody else. My specific set of my specific disability and other issues, my life expectancy is 40 fucking years old. I'll be 41 in November. I'm literally on borrowed time.
well, and it's like Sam has said on the show many a times, like his life expectancy was 0.
Yeah.
You know, and I, for one, always try to remember things like that. That we have, you know, only so much time here. I like to. I'm not on the internet arguing politics so much. You know, Sam, last week, Core tried to get me into a Twitter beef with some guy, and I was like, I just don't do that anymore. I'm too busy making friends. Because I spend most of my time out running, playing with my kid, maybe playing a video game. I try not to focus on the news and politics side of things because, man, is it toxic right now.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. I'm actually glad that you brought that up, Max, because like, as much as I love Elon and what he's done with you know, X or whatever you want to call it, it still requires you to get into fights with a lot of people in order to like grow your metrics. And I just don't have, you know, I'm like you. I don't have time to do that really anymore. I spend less time on Twitter this year than I have ever in the past. Just because like I
went for a nice afternoon walk with my wife today in the beautiful fall weather.
Good
by
for you,
walk
man.
with her. By walk with her, I meant I would like run way ahead of her and then run back and grab her butt. It was fun. I had a good time.
I'm sure. And yet
she's not listening. She's not listening, which is why I got away with that one.
And yet well, you know, thank God she, you know, she let you live.
Yeah.
So
well, she didn't hear that, so it's fine. No, I was telling them about our walk and how nice it was. Is that true, Sam? You wouldn't lie.
No. No, he said it was a very nice walk. So
beautiful weather, I said. And what? Why is there going to be an and?
Said more.
What I mean?
Sam?
he said that he really enjoyed his walk with you. Um,
Yeah, why? I don't know.
and he may have ran ahead of you a few times.
Yeah, I ran. I
So, so
Damn.
why am I in trouble?
No, I know you'll tell me the truth.
Yeah, he'll tell the truth.
I'm going to invoke bro code on this one. So
Also, Maxine's here as well, bro code. Sorry.
You can just go back and listen to the part where I said that I ran back and smacked her ass, huh?
okay, well now that you've ratted on yourself, you know.
A wild fist shows up. Wild fist appears.
Oh no, that was 3 empty plastic water bottles
That works too.
individually.
Thank God you don't have any metal water bottles around your house, huh?
Hey, that's an awfully hot coffee pot. You see what I did there, Sam? She's eyeballing my coffee pot.
No
I
coffee
mean-
abuse, Maxine.
I mean, don't listen, Max. Don't tempt her. So,
Yeah, should she hit me in the head with it? Probably not.
what? Like, what's it? I
Got an
already.
empty box of cream cheese, though. I don't know. That'd probably hurt more than the actual cream cheese. You know,
It
'cause
could.
that's all goop.
It could also be really. It could also be really funny though, visually, and possibly like a little, you know, like not.
Well, okay, but she was. I said just to hit me in the head with a cookie sheet, and she's all like, "No." I was like, "It'll make a good ping because they make a good ping, you know."
One of these days, Mort and I are just gonna witness a murder on stream, and we're gonna be like, yeah, he kind of deserved it. So,
What, me?
I mean,
I
neither
don't
one.
understand why. Look, if a man can't grab his wife's ass,
Babe.
then what is? Then what? I thought this was America.
You know what? I actually like. Yeah,
They took our germs.
you have a point.
Trump told me they like it.
That was another orifice I believe he was talking.
Oh right. Yeah, it's
Talking
not they like it when you grab them by the
by the kitty cat. Yeah.
by the pussy, Sam. He said, "Ow."
I
He
felt
said
that.
pussy.
I felt that from here.
Wait, you're gonna throw things for me saying pussy? Is that
Smoke.
you said cunt was fine the other day? What's wrong with pussy?
Say it one more time and find out.
Pussy.
Pussy smoke.
Pussy smoke.
I have not found out why it's a problem. Only that it's a problem.
Okay.
Pussy smoke.
Why is yeah? Pussy smoke. Pussy smoke. Pussy smoke.
Pussy.
Smoke.
Now you're getting the dirty look. Good job.
Now
Pussy
now I'm getting the dirty look. Well, that's not
Because pussy smoke.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
You
Most
said pussy smoke 3 times.
well, I mean,
Like you were summoning Beetlejuice.
I mean, Sam and I have said pussy smoke more than 3 times.
Yeah, but he
I-
did it in a ritualistic manner, like it's Bloody Mary's pussy or something.
yeah,
Okay, fine.
well,
Pussy smoke, pussy smoke, pussy smoke.
I was trying to like summon Maxine, like hoping that
You
she
should
would have.
stop while you're ahead, brother. You explain yourself into worse predicaments than you get started with.
I
Yeah,
know.
I do that. I do that too, but I usually do it on purpose.
I know it's part of my charm. So
Oh, it's not working. She did the little lip smack thing.
Sam gonna die.
Yeah, that's that angry woman lip smack that you really like. That's the sound before a storm, usually.
oops.
Oh, tip for young men out there: if a woman's going like, she's either about to suck your dick or kill you.
What about kill you after sucking your dick?
She said during.
My
So-
my ex
That works.
my ex almost did both once. Thank God
At least you die happy.
thank God she didn't do the latter. Otherwise it would have
You know who died getting his dick sucked? This is a true story. The Macho Man Randy Savage. He literally was getting his dick sucked by Gorgeous George, who, if you know, you know, because she was on wrestling with him. And he had a heart attack because the blowjob was so good. And he nutted, and then he crashed the car and died. Yeah, well, they determined that he had nutted from.
Now that's how you go out.
Also, a fun fact: his last words were "Ooh, yeah, dig it." The true wrestling fact there for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now that's like one of those.
Also, hey, I got another true wrestling fact for you, Sam. Vince McMahon shit on a woman's head.
Well, yeah, that too.
And that's still less creepy than feet.
Yeah. Well, so I guess, what else do we have? Tesla, I guess, unveiled like a self-driving car this week. And
the little birdies.
I mean, I'm not sure why you're seeing birdies, Max. My vision is completely like clear.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Well, you're recovering from getting like slapped. Morpheus, Elon, or I guess Tesla unveiled like a self-driving vehicle, and
Sam, I saw robots. Go ahead.
what you saw.
That's our only hope against the lizard men and the snake man, is the robots.
Oh yeah. Well, he also unveiled. Yeah, he unveiled that robot thing too.
Yeah, but they need laser guns. If we're gonna stand a chance, they need laser guns. Elon, get on that.
I mean, listen, those will come eventually too. But more driverless cars. What do you think about them?
I got my license back in 2004, I think it was, and I rather enjoy driving a car with the hand controls. So fuck your self-driving car.
Bro, I had a friend. Well, I worked at this gas station. He used to work there, and he was everybody's best friend. and he had cerebral palsy, and he had one of them. They call it a suicide knob on his truck.
Yeah, suicide knob, and it's like a lever and pulley for the gas and brake.
He didn't need that. He just needed the suicide knob, and he fucking got around everywhere, man. That dude would drive me to school sometimes. He'd be like a bat out of hell. You wouldn't think so, because he could barely talk, right? And he was always like, the stereotype of someone with cerebral palsy, for fuck's sake. And so he was really bad, actually, is what I'm saying. Like, in terms of his physical, right? But if you talk to him long enough, he's still there. And it was just always fascinating to me. He had 2 suicide knobs, one for right and one for left.
Right.
And they're illegal for most people, but he had a thing because he was handicapped, and they worked for him.
Yeah,
Back then, they didn't have standardized anything. By the way, it was a stick shift. Did I mention that?
So I have 2 opinions on kind of this.
Well,
the
to
self-driving thing.
really wrap up my opinion there, Sam, it's good. They're good for people that need them. Unfortunately, once again, more doesn't need an adaptation.
Right. So that was kind of going to be my point too, because see, Florida, like, I've been trying to possibly see about getting like a vehicle modification myself. But the bureaucracy,
the way I did it, Sam, is through unfortunately an organization that no longer exists, at least up here in New York, where if I went through the training, they would pay for the hand controls to be installed.
and there's basically the rub, more, because I agree with you. If you can drive, like, yeah, you should be able to, but I think because of basically the barrier to entry for a lot of these, like,
Oh man,
Go
if you're
on.
disabled and poor, you're just fucked.
You're just fucked.
Yeah, be real. Think about this triple whammy, Sam. You're disabled, poor, and you live in Asheville, North Carolina. How much does the government give a fuck about you?
not a lickety split at all. So
Add to that, it's probably a veteran too. Let's just make it a full on, right? They're a disabled veteran in Asheville. The government doesn't give a fuck. But hey, a fat guy, let's get him a chair,
or an illegal immigrant,
or a 50. Well, we looked this up before, right? $50,000 trans surgery for immigrants. Yeah.
Okay,
and we got all this money for Ukraine.
Illegal.
We got tons of money for Ukraine, right?
A fat illegal trans person
in a wheelchair.
The mobility scooter. Let's be real. So it wouldn't be a wheelchair, right?
Oh yeah, of course not. It would be a mobility scooter.
It'd be a motherfucking hover round.
Yeah, look, all I'm saying is don't be so fat that you take away opportunities and facilities from actual disabled people. And if you do, I hate you. And that's okay, I think, for society in general to say that you've let yourself go that bad that you're literally taking services that disabled. Like, I told you the story, Sam, about the handicap ramp incident where I was walking up it and I said, hey, the guy was like, oh, what if a handicapped person comes? Let me know when you see one, right? I'm not actually taking a service away from them. I'm not in anybody's way. I'm not, I walked up the handicap ramp and I asked you guys what you thought. And you're like, who cares? I wasn't going up it. And Mort's like, if you were up there, you just better get out of my fucking way, right? Normal.
Yeah.
But these people are taking handicap spots. They're taking services. There's a whole wing at hospitals now dedicated to like people to lose weight, and those motherfuckers they get.
Max, not only are they taking services away, but once they've taken them away, they give people like Sam and I more fucking guff to actually qualify for said services than they asked of the fucking piece of shit fat person.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have.
Did you know that they give Social Security to people for being an alcoholic now because it's a disease? Like, what is it? Not Social Security. Yeah, not Social Security retirement. The other one, Social Security disability. SSDI or whatever it is. Yeah, one of the things that people have been approved for is just being an alcoholic. Alcoholism apparently is a disability enough to get you a check from the government. And guess what? It's not like people shit on food stamps and SNAP, but food stamps and SNAP doesn't let you buy alcohol. That money does, and so they're literally feeding their addiction with the money that the government is giving them for their addiction.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't get proper wheelchairs for your need. And that's exactly what I mean, is these self-inflicted disabilities, whether they're real or not. Look, alcoholism is a serious thing. I'm a victim of it. My mother was an alcoholic and she abused me terribly. So I'm not saying it's not a serious thing. I'm just saying, does an alcoholic get into handicapped housing before Sam? Right? These are questions that I think are fair to ask, because one of them is I was born with a debilitating illness that I'm trying to overcome, and the other one is I'm an alcoholic. And you might say, "Oh, well, they're born with it." Yes, but like, you just put the bottle down, drunko.
Yeah, well,
same with being fat. I am living proof, ladies and gentlemen. I lost 120 pounds. All you have to do is, I promise you, eat less, move more.
Max, the amount of hoops for shit that like I have to jump through.
Ironic is considering your jumping abilities are pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, my jumping abilities are shit, but like metaphorically speaking, the amount of hoops.
But no, it's still a flaming hoop that you got to jump through. It's just you're not good at jumping, and they're like, "Yep, so what? Jump through hoop number 3, please, or fuck off."
Not you think it's that easy, Sam? No, it's usually jump through hoop number 3 with hoop number 4 that's fucking flaming. That's with hoop number 5 that's 2 stories fucking up.
Yeah, and then
there's stairs the whole way.
And then hoop number 6 that is like over an alligator pit and then like hoop number 7 we have to take like across the Royal Gorge, like Evel Knievel style, like in a motorcycle.
Yeah. And then you get there and they say, you forgot to fill out form 75-2.
Yet the fat fuck didn't have to jump any of those hoops.
Yeah. Well, the fat fuck doesn't need a 70. They just have a fat fuck, like a quick pass. Oh, we see them coming. They see them coming, you know. Yeah, everybody sees them coming. They're so fat. And it's just like, all right, we go through the fat line. Meanwhile, you know, the actual disabled person. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, used to be special education primarily focused on kids that like needed a nurse in the class, like kids with disability, crippled kids. Let's just, we could talk freely here. We always do. And those kids need a nurse, right? For obvious reasons. You have to have a nurse in the classroom. Well, and this is a story I heard about from a couple of towns around here. That class got full up of autistic kids because they put them on the same playing field. Now, I'm not diminishing autism in any way, but what happens is, instead of having a class for the autistic kids, because it's a class for kids with physical disabilities, there's so many autistic kids that the class for autistic kids can't hold them, so they put them in this room when there's extra seats. But then one of those extra seats you got to take out of the room because a wheelchair kid is coming in, so you don't need the seat anymore, but you definitely need the space in the room. And so now you're overwhelming classrooms for kids with physical disabilities that need a nurse. with kids that don't need a nurse. And so what's the whole point of them even being in the classroom? It's because they've declared all disabilities are the same, Sam.
And that's a huge problem too. Is that like
That's why I say I don't want to diminish either, let's say cerebral palsy or autism in this case. My point is both are serious and both have different sets of needs. For example, you didn't need like autism training or methodology in how to teach you. You needed somebody to make sure you don't fall out your fucking wheelchair. That's all, right?
right.
And that's what they had the nurse there for, to make sure you're safe and everything like that, and for the kids that need meds and stuff. So it's literally a class for that, but they filled it with kids with autism because all disability is the same to them. And when you can't differentiate those two things, how are you supposed to treat either one seriously?
And now here's the other thing.
Because I feel for both the wheelchair kids and the autistic kids in this case. No, they're both getting robbed of something here.
And now, like, the other thing too is now with like all these learning disabilities that are like quote unquote cropping up, like, and I'm not saying that those don't exist either.
But those are the kids that end up in the autism class. See?
Yeah.
It comes full circle. So so like autism, because they're all the same. Oh, well, learning disability kids go here. Oh, we run out of space for learning disability kids, so we're going to put them in with physical disability kids. And this is why I tell the story, Sam, because it was in the news locally recently, and it broke my heart that a little girl in a wheelchair got rejected from the spot at her local school, where she should go by right because it's right down the street from her house. Had to go to another school because the physical disability class was full of kids with learning disabilities.
Yep. That happens a lot.
That's what I mean. It's not fair to either side in this case, right? Because you're not teaching. You got to teach the kids to the kid, right? You can't, like, just like I can't take you to phys ed class and say, okay, let's run the 5 mile now, Sam, right? The autistic kid, you can't. You have to teach them a certain way. You have to, like, that's what the Americans with Disabilities Act is about, right? Accommodations, but not all. So they're making this is the interesting part, Sam. They're making accommodations, but they're the one size fits all. So since you need different accommodations than the autistic kids, it's basically fuck you in your wheelchair, get out of here, which isn't right. And it's not right to turn the autistic kid away either. But in either scenario, right, you're not meeting the needs of these children, and that's a very common thing with the public school.
Well, so that actually kind of goes back to my initial point, Max, bringing up the self-driving cars. I agree. I agree with Morpheus that, like, accessible
options are good.
Accessible driving vehicles should be allowed, but if they're gonna like start getting rid of those, then like the self-driving vehicles, like here's the thing, like I know a lot of people are opposed to self-driving vehicles because it'll get rid of like driving jobs and whatnot. And I understand why people are against that. But for people like Morthus and I who like could benefit from like a driverless, like even if Morthus, like you were to go out of state somewhere and like
they all complained about the death of the brick and mortar store too, and then they all bought from Amazon.
Yeah.
They'll fight it the whole way. The self-driving cars is inevitable. The question is do I think they'll benefit like people with disabilities more than anyone else? Actually, no. I think that they'll benefit, like, at first, especially like rich, bougie, white bitches from Hollywood.
It's never available to people that fucking need it first.
Right.
Ever.
You guys will be the last in line to get it.
Yeah.
So it's like a whatever kind of deal. Of course, anything new like that, it's always the rich and the fan. You know, it's the pedophile lizard men and snake people, right? They get to drive it first. That's why we need the robots, Sam. Is that the robots are going to overthrow the lizard men and the snake people?
Let's fucking go. I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's Prophesy by me. You heard it here, you heard it here first, folks, on the Whitfield Report Live. The robots are gonna overthrow the lizard men.
That'll be another Max was right prediction come true.
I'll be dead.
I'll be old as fuck, but we'll be around.
Oh, you think it's gonna take that long? Oh man.
Oh wait, you're saying you'll be dead because I gotcha. So
I'll be dead because they need my brain to power the robot soldiers, Sam. I'm gonna donate it for the cause. And become one with the singularity.
Your brain inside a robot, like that sounds scary even to me. It must be. It might.
No. You're thinking too small, Sam. It's not my brain in a robot. I'm gonna upload my consciousness, right, to the master consciousness of the AI, and thus become part of the system.
Just that.
So I need to hold out for this brain chip to start like kicking in. Valve told me it would work, but it hasn't worked yet. I don't know. They scooped out a piece and they put this thing in.
Then you'll
beep 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 beep. Fuck Kamala Harris. Beep.
Then you'll never leave poor Maxine alone. You'll just like, you know.
I don't know. It's been itchy since they put it in. I keep waiting for it to like kick in and turn on, but it just says beep, and every once in a while it says fuck Kamala Harris, and then like every once in a real blue moon, it says eat Doritos, and then I get hungry, Sam, and then I go eat Doritos.
Are you getting hungry for Doritos right now?
No, the brain it's just going beep beep beep. Fuck Kamala Harris. Beep beep beep.
Oh,
the Doritos is only once in a blue moon, and it just so happens when it says that I should eat Doritos, I just already happen to be hungry for Doritos. So,
well, then it works out perfectly. Then I would say.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, but I wanted to I need to hook up to the consciousness mainstream. You know, like I want to merge with Grok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
that would be pretty cool.
Well, that would be cool. But speaking of merging and with different consciousness, what's on
now? We're gonna talk about that gay porn. Oh,
no,
you meant something different. Never mind. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what's going on with Bits and Bones tomorrow?
Nothing. Because
no Bits and Bones tomorrow. We are officially moving to Sunday nights at 10 p.m. EST.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So, well then, in that case, should I present I do have something potentially for gaming news.
Sure, go ahead.
But maybe I should save that for Sunday. Well, I could talk about it now. I saw a trailer for a game called The Precinct.
I heard that one.
Which looks like kind of like an old school like GTA, but except you're a cop. It looks pretty good, actually, if I do say so myself. Done by an indie studio, and the indie studios, they're the ones making the best games right now. So that'll be on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and everything in December. So I'll find out.
It's early access, or the demo is up right now on Steam Next Fest.
Yeah, the demo is out right now. So if you can get a hold of it, also I guess there's a new Batman Arkham game for the MetaQuest. which I have to admit, like, I was really tempted to, drop some money and get the Meta Quest.
I like my Quest too. I'll say that. But I'm not gonna lie, Sam. Watching the video of that Batman game, I can tell you right now that would make me sick as shit.
Yeah.
The combat where he's flipping around and stuff, like that gets really tense in VR if you're not used to it. I get motion sick though. I'm one of those people. I get motion sick in VR after a while. And anytime I'm moving in VR and it's not powered by my body, like unless there's a teleport or something, I get sick. So that game looked to me like a nausea fest.
Yeah, it looks like a nausea fest to me too. And
There's one game to play VR for, Sam, and it is Half-Life Alyx, and nothing. Other than that, I like rhythm games that like are kind of a workout.
The other game that I enjoyed as far as VR was the original Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother with flat screen games translated to it. They would piss me off. VR games need to be built from the ground up for VR to be any good, and especially once you've played Half-Life Alyx. Like, I get what you're saying. I can see like the psychological elements of Senua working, but honestly, that works if you just wear a good set of headphones too. Same with like Resident Evil 7 VR. It's but the VR games built for VR, like Half-Life Alyx has no peer in VR gaming. It is the unequivocal king and the only game the only real AAA game in VR is Half-Life Alyx. And if that's not the game you're trying to play, then don't bother. But if you are trying to play games that get you working out, exercising, maybe rhythm game, one I think you'd like, Sam, is called oh my God, what's it called? It's a gun game, but it's a rhythm game. It's basically John Wick to a beat.
I've heard of that game. I know
that game is dope.
Yeah, so like that's the thing is I'm probably gonna try the game before I drop coin, because like honestly I don't know if I would get motion sick. But
the motions, yeah, you need to try. That's my recommendation. Try real VR, like a Meta or a Valve headset, not any other piddly bullshit. Try a real VR headset. After 15 minutes, you haven't even felt a little bit sick, then you're probably good. But also, even then, you're only supposed to play for 15 or 20 minutes at a time and then take it off. It fucks with your eyes if you do it long gameplay sections, no matter what, period. You're supposed to take at least one break an hour, but ideally every 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, it's and it really sounds like really
Which is why I love those rhythm games, right? Because you can play like 10 songs, take a break, and maybe not even come back to it, because that's like a good session, you know.
Well, and they really made this game to sell the new MetaQuest 3S. That's basically why they made it.
Well, they made some other changes. They added a Steam app so you can stream Steam games better, which again leads towards, because all the real VR games aren't actually on Meta; they're on Steam,
right?
Like the good ones. Also, they're not on PS2 VR or whatever; they're on Steam. The best VR games are just all Steam exclusive, essentially, because they've put the most time and investment into VR.
Yeah, I would.
Meta being a close second, but Meta is more on the hardware side, whereas Steam was trying to be a whole, make games, a storefront, the infrastructure, and the hardware, all of it. Whereas Meta's just not making games; they're buying game studios to make games for them.
Yeah. So
I got a game released this week, Sam. I am hyped for Black Ops 6. I don't give a fuck. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I haven't gotten into a Call of Duty since Black Ops 1, That's probably why I'm hyped, because all these people, they're, oh, Call of Duty is the same every year. Well, I don't play it every year, so I don't actually give a fuck about that argument. And it's free with Game Pass, so I played the beta. I'm going to have fun. My boy's hyped. We're going to play zombies.
Okay. Okay, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops Cold War actually have like those are my two favorite games in the Black Ops series as far as
Technically Cold War is 5, so this is the sequel to Cold War.
yeah.
And it takes place in the early 90s around the original Iraq War.
Yeah.
Which is why I love the guns in it. That kind of has it. That's like, I grew up watching the first Iraq War, and so the guns have a bit of nostalgia. That's how I learned to be anti-war, is by watching the first war, and then the second one, and then the third one. There's 3 in my lifetime. That's fun.
Yep.
Hey, maybe they'll start more, Sam. Kamala seems to really want to start some wars, so maybe we'll get a couple more going.
Maybe not, but vote Trump on election day, folks. 2 weeks away.
Not if you like war. If you like war, you really shouldn't vote for Trump. He won't be giving you a new war.
He won't.
Also,
yeah.
If you really like being poor, you shouldn't vote for Trump.
I mean,
like if you love being poor and you only wish that you could be more poor, you should definitely vote for Kamala Harris.
I mean, look, man, it's tough trying to sell books. It's tough. Look, I want people to actually have money to buy my books in 2025. You know.
Yeah, but then you won't be poor, right?
You know, like being poor kind of sucks. I actually liked it when I had money.
How dare you? It's equity. Don't you understand? It's equity. We'll all be poor together. Joy.
I mean,
go ahead and sell your book, Sam. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'd rather that we all be rich together. And you know, look, if you want to, you want
joy or not, Sam? Go ahead.
I want to sell my books, which brings me joy. I don't need Kamala for that. So anyway, folks, yep, pre-order Blood Ties Volume 1 out November 12th, week after the election. Kindle paperback and this very nice matte hardcover here. And then I guess Sandwich Makers will be on Saturday night with Bits and Bones on Sunday.
Yeah, what's the Sandwich Makers doing this Saturday? Probably nothing.
It's going to be True Crime.
True crime with creepy or paranormal. See, I said probably nothing because I knew she would probably have an answer.
Okay, how many true crime episodes can you ladies do?
Well, the other 2 ladies weren't there. My wife could do it forever. The other 2 ladies weren't there for the last one, which is probably for the best, considering it was about murderous, child raping, snuff film creating, elite record producers and or serial killers.
That sounds like I
look forward to the next uplifting Sandwich Makers where they're going to talk about more dead people.
Well, then Maxine should totally buy a copy of Blood Ties, because that's like literally one of the things that I write about in Blood Ties. Because
I'm still waiting for that gay porn you were talking about. What's the deal?
You know, I don't know where you got that, but like
right before the show, you were like, "I have an announcement regarding gay pornography."
No, you added that, you dipshit.
I
added that. I could have sworn that's what he said.
No, I said I had an announcement.
I thought you were gonna do a fireman calendar, you know, where you cover your dick with the fire hat.
I mean,
ladies,
I mean, listen.
We have that hot Sam of the month calendar, you know.
Listen,
firefighter is June. Then you can be a sexy cop for July. No, wait, sexy Uncle Sam. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then August you could be like gay. Sorry.
Which like
just for August though. After that, full hetero.
September. Well, September would be lumber. Actually, October would be a lumberjack month.
Is that a thing? I don't think so. I look, everybody's got a month or a day. I saw like they had like a very specific soy latte day from fucking Starbucks. Can we just stop? We only got so many holidays. Like, you make holidays less special this way, and months, and it's I like sucking dick month. Oh wait, that's June. Sorry. It's June. I knew it was on the She's looking at me all mad because I forgot that was already a month.
I mean, National Boobs Month is in like August or something.
No, see, boobs hold on. That diminishes this. Look, boobs don't have a month. Boobs are year round, sir.
Amen to that.
Titties. Ass and titty. To quote a wise man, DJ Paul, he once famously said, ass and titties, ass and titties, ass and titties, ass and titties. I love it when you shake yo. I love it when you shake yo ass and titties. That was the great poet DJ Paul.
And you know what? With those wise words, I can't think of a better way to end the show than that, folks.
I can slap on my knob like corn on the cup. Okay, now you can end the show.
So, thanks for tuning in, folks, for our grand return show. And shout
out to DJ Paul and the 3-6 Mafia.
We'll be back next week, and
hopefully less violence, man.
And until then, God bless and thanks for watching. So.
Doing slob on my knob.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.